Sound of Tomorrow 2024 podcast episode 2. Beth's got some questions for us this week, so I'm going to hand straight over. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Emma. Hi, Sasha. How are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, not too bad. What have you two both been up to this week in terms of the conference?
Finalising the keynote speaker and getting things lined up there. Mm-hmm. And just generally, again, like having my fingers in all the pies, just kind of doing a bit here, bit there, bit of everything. But it's mostly admin stuff at this stage. It's quite like, nothing too crazy this week. Thank God.
How about you?
Well, not going to lie, my role is ever decreasing now. So, you know, I think I'm just following up emails for talent and also taking some invites off Emma's hands. But that was only 3. Like, my role is ever diminishing now.
I suppose it's because it's so close, isn't it? It's what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, and I think Sasha's role as secretary will pick back up a bit, like in the 1 week, like before the conference, that sort of date, like deadline.
Yay!
Yeah, sorry,
something to do. Yay! But yeah, it'll be okay.
Cool. So just remind everybody who hasn't listened to the first episode, what is your role in the conference?
So my role is the chair, and it means that I kind of do a bit of everything. I'm sort of the project lead for this project, and I oversee all of the teams. So we have marketing, I'm in the leadership team, sponsorship, talent, marketing, did I already say that?
Yeah, you already said that.
Production and tech. Is that all of them?
Yes.
Sorry if I've forgotten anyone. I don't. There's only
many.
6. So okay. So I oversee all of those teams. I essentially make sure that they have everything they need to do their jobs and that they're moving along the right track. I'm mainly kind of in charge of timekeeping in terms of the scale of the project, and just making sure we're progressing at sort of a steady and on time sort of pace. But also my roles include the slightly more important things in the committee. For example, I am like the main staff liaison. So I'll be in charge with staff at the university. I also do a lot of work contacting like some of the speakers for the event and the keynote speaker. Like I sorted out, obviously talent provided me with that info. But I contacted that person and just generally, sorry, I'm going on for bloody ages here. Right. But
your role's very long though.
It is. I generally oversee everything and make sure everyone is doing what they should be doing. Okay, I'll stop now. On to you, Sasha.
So mine's not as complicated as that, thank God. I'm the secretary of the committee. So I write the minutes down with what's been said in each meeting, and I make it into an agenda and share it with everybody. So nobody can say they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, you all have something to do. We're watching.
Yeah. There's a lot of like overlap in some areas between you two, because obviously leadership, and there's also Elizabeth that does the
treasurer,
finance.
Yeah.
So how is that working in a group? How are you finding that part of it, your little leadership group?
I feel like Sasha wants to kill me some days. No, I'm just joking.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's been really wonderful working together. I feel like we work pretty well as a team. Obviously, Elizabeth's role is slightly further like away from us because she deals with just all the finances. So whether that's to pay speakers or whether we're getting money in from sponsorship or from the university, that's kind of her department. But me and Sasha, we often trade like the workload in terms of just general communications. Like Sasha does 95% of it, but you know, if she needs some time or doesn't have enough time, I take it on, and if I have too much going on, I hand it to Sasha and we sort of work it out between us. So
yeah.
So what has been the most challenging part of your individual roles? Because there's obviously, Emma, you do a lot.
Yeah.
But Sasha, yours is a lot of like writing and a lot of catching up on emails. So what's been the most challenging part you've found?
But I like that though, because I like writing, so it doesn't bother me. I don't know, like at the beginning it was quite tough, like being able to write everything down because people talk and I couldn't write at that same speed, like the speed of light, and that was quite difficult. So I've learned how to proper secretarial shorthand. Yeah. So only I understand what I've written. I've written like gobbledygook and stuff like that.
It's a good skill to have though.
I feel like for me, there's been several elements that have been challenging, but I really enjoy my role and what I do. one of the most challenging things I have found is when you're in this sort of student scenario, you know, like I've been leading a team of approximately 20 students, and you'll find some people are incredibly motivated and they want to do the right thing, they want to do the right job, and you know, sometimes this goes for people you work with outside of the conference too, whether it be talent sponsors, external liaisons. Some people are really into it, and some people you have to force to be interested. And you have to go, guys, we've got a really good thing going on here, like it's gonna be so good, like please be motivated and be excited about it. So part of that is almost keeping up the spirit, I think, a little bit. And I think now it comes down to crunch time too. As a leader, you have to be patient, which is something I've definitely worked on during this project. And you also have to take into account other people's points of view and what's going on for them. Because it is so easy to be like, oh, this person's just snapped at me, so that must mean they're rude or don't like me or disrespectful or whatever. And it's not always the case, you know. Sometimes you have to be like, you know, this person might be having a hard day, they've got a lot going on, we all have a lot going on, and just don't take everything to heart and don't take it personally, because it's not always about you, and it's not always about the situation at hand. And sometimes you just have to be patient and work as a team.
Yeah, sometimes you can be so immersed in this kind of little universe, in this little bubble, that it gets a bit overwhelming at times, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
So, lastly, kind of what advice would you give to people next year who are taking on your roles and when they do the conference again? Have you got any advice, any little tips and tricks?
Time management, I'd say.
Yeah.
We were on it from like week 3, I think, weren't we?
Yeah, getting started early as possible.
Time management is super important, but the other thing I would say is kind of very similar to my last point. Your network and your attitude is everything.
Yeah.
You can have one conversation with someone, and just from the way you're talking in that conversation, the way you're phrasing things, it can be so important. And it can lead to a really positive outcome or a negative outcome, like, oh, I don't want to do it, this isn't worth my time. But if you can sell yourself, and if you're always polite and nice and like respectable, then people are much more likely to say yes to whatever you're bringing on the table for them, just because of your personality, and they want to help you, because most people are very lovely and they want to be helpful and they want to do that kind of thing. But you know, you have to sell yourself. So definitely that. Time management, get sponsorship in as early as you can, because it really helps. And also, don't be afraid to talk to people and learn new things, because you're going to be paired with students from all the music courses, and it is so important to be close to your team and to learn things from each other as well, and to take things from each other and listen to other people's point of view, because again, like if you're trying to do this on your own, it's just not going to work. You have to be collaborative.
Yeah, working as a team definitely kind of helps with that.
And like backup plans as well, because we've had to like have backup plans in place, and it's always good to, you know, have that plan B.
Sorry, I just realised how much I'm talking again, but this is why I'm the chair, everyone, because I can talk for England.
But no, thank you guys for having this little chat with me, and tune in next time.
You're so welcome. See you in the next episode.